Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share something very close to my heart. This is not just another English lesson. This is a story, a true story about how my biggest mistakes in English turned into my biggest lessons. When I started learning English, I didn't feel smart. I didn't feel confident. I felt small, lost, and sometimes even ashamed. I made so many mistakes. I said the wrong words. I forgot words. I mixed up grammar. I even made people laugh. Not because I was funny, but because I said something strange. Sometimes I laughed with them, and sometimes I went home and cried. But I didn't stop. I kept learning. I kept trying. Every time I made a mistake, I learned something new. I didn't know it then, but those mistakes were helping me grow. They were my teachers. You see, mistakes are not something bad. They are not something to hide. They are steps on your path. Each mistake is like a small rock that helps you climb the mountain of learning. And the beautiful part is, every mistake I made me stronger. Stronger in my thinking, stronger in my speaking, stronger in my belief that I could do it. I didn't wake up one day and suddenly speak English perfectly. It was slow, it was hard, but it was real, and it worked. Now I speak English. I teach English. I talk to people from all over the world in English. But guess what? I still make mistakes. Yes, even now. And I still learn from them. I don't feel scared anymore. I feel proud. Because every mistake is a sign that I'm trying and that I'm growing. So if you're just starting to learn English, or if you feel stuck, or if you feel embarrassed because of your mistakes, please don't stop. Don't give up. Your mistakes are not your enemies. They are your friends. They are your secret teachers. They are part of your journey. In this video, I'm going to tell you about 9 mistakes I made and how each one helped me. I will show you that your mistakes can do the same for you. You will see that it's okay to say the wrong thing. It's okay to forget. It's okay to feel afraid. Because each time you do, you learn, you grow, and one day you'll look back and smile just like I do now. So stay with me till the end. I promise this story is not just mine, it's yours too. Chapter 1. My first big mistake and why it was a gift. I still remember my first big mistake in English. It happened a long time ago when I was in school. I was just beginning to learn English. I didn't know many words. I didn't know how to make full sentences, but I wanted to try. One day in the middle of class, I raised my hand. I wanted to ask my teacher if I could go to the toilet. In my head, I thought I knew the right sentence. I had practiced it before, but when I opened my mouth, I said something completely different. I said, "Can I go to the tree?" The classroom went silent for a moment. Then everyone laughed. Even the teacher smiled. I felt so embarrassed. My face became hot. I looked down at my desk. I wanted to disappear. I didn't understand why they were laughing at first. Then someone said, "Why do you want to go to the tree?" And then I understood. I had said the wrong word. I used tree instead of toilet. That one small word changed everything. After class, I walked home very slowly. I didn't talk to anyone. When I reached home, I sat in my room alone. I felt sad. I felt shy. I even cried a little. I told myself, maybe English is not for me. Maybe I will never be good at it. But then I picked up my notebook. I looked at the sentence again. Can I go to the toilet? I wrote it down. Then I wrote it again. And again. I said it out loud many times. I practiced until it felt easy. From that day, I never forgot that sentence. Never again did I say tree. instead of toilet. That moment was my first lesson. It showed me something very important. A mistake is not the end. A mistake is not something to be afraid of. That mistake became my teacher. It helped me remember. It helped me learn. Before that day, I thought mistakes were bad. I thought they meant I was failing. But after that day, I began to see them differently. I saw them as signs that I was trying. I saw them as small steps forward, because that one mistake made me work harder. It made me more careful. It made me want to learn more. And the best part? After that day, I was never afraid to try. I told myself, it's okay to say the wrong thing. I will learn from it. I made many more mistakes after that, but I also got better every time. That one sentence was the beginning of something big. So, if you ever make a mistake in English, maybe you say the wrong word, or forget what to say, or people laugh at you, don't stop. Don't feel bad. Smile. That mistake is not a failure. It's a gift. It's something that will help you remember. It will make you stronger, just like my first mistake made me stronger. Every English speaker you know, every teacher, every fluent person, they all started with mistakes. We all had a first sentence that went wrong. We all had a moment when we felt embarrassed, but we didn't stop. We learned from it. And you can too. So, the next time you make a mistake, just remember this story. Remember the tree. And remember that even your biggest mistake can turn into your biggest lesson. Chapter 2. How mispronouncing words helped me listen better. When I was learning English, I made many mistakes with pronunciation. I didn't always know how to say words the right way. One of the first words I said wrong was vegetable. I thought it was vegetable. I used to say it with full energy and confidence. Vegetable. And I felt proud. But one day, someone looked at me and smiled. They gently said, "Do you mean vectable?" I was confused. I didn't hear the ta sound. I asked again, and they said slowly, "It's pronounced vectable, not vegetable." At first, I felt a little embarrassed. I thought, how many times did I say it the wrong way? How many people heard me and didn't correct me? I felt a bit shy after that. I even thought maybe I should just stop speaking difficult words. But I didn't stop. Instead, I decided to do something different. I decided to listen more carefully. From that day on, I started listening to how native speakers talk. I listened to English on the radio. I watched TV shows in English. I listened to YouTube videos. I didn't understand everything, but I paid close attention to how people said words. I listened to how they moved their mouth, how they connected words, and even how they changed their voice. I noticed that some sounds are soft, some are fast. Some words don't sound like how they look. I listened to the word vegetable many times. I said it out loud. I practiced it slowly, vegetable, vegetable, and little by little, it started to sound more natural. That one small mistake helped me improve not just that word, but many others too. Soon, I started to hear the same pattern in other words, like comfortable. I thought it was comfortable. But after listening closely, I heard people say it like comfortably. I learned that native speakers don't always say every letter. They speak in a flow. They speak with rhythm. And I only understood that because I started to listen better, because of one small mistake. So if you ever say a word the wrong way, don't feel bad. Everyone does it. Every person learning English has mispronounced something. That mistake can actually help you if you use it the right way. Let your mistake push you to listen more carefully. Let it teach you. Let it open your ears to the sounds of English. Now, I always tell my students, listen first, speak after. Listening is like the base of a building. If you listen well, your speaking becomes strong. My mistake with the word vegetable helped me become a better listener. And being a better listener helped me become a better English speaker. So the next time you say a word wrong, just smile. Say, okay, I'll listen to it again. Try to hear how other people say it. Watch their mouth. Hear the music in their voice. Your ears will start to catch small things, and those small things will make a big difference. Mistakes are not the end. Sometimes they are the beginning of something beautiful, just like mine was. Chapter 3. The Grammar Mistake. I made every day, and why that was good for a long time. I made one small grammar mistake every single day. It was the same sentence. I would say, he go to school. I didn't even think about it. It sounded right to me. I heard it in my own head and thought, yes, this is good English. So I kept saying it. In class, at home, when I was practicing English, I always said, he go to school. Nobody corrected me at first. I didn't know it was wrong. Then one day, something special happened. I was speaking in class. I said my usual sentence, he go to school. And my teacher smiled, not in a bad way, not to laugh, but in a kind way. She said, you are very close. You just need to add e's for he, she, and it. So it should be, he goes to school. That one small tip changed everything for me. I looked at the sentence again. He goes to school. It felt a little strange at first, but I tried it out loud. He goes to school. And suddenly, it made sense. After class, I went home and started to think about it more. Why do we say goes and not go? I opened my notebook and wrote it down. I go, you go, we go, they go. But he, she, it goes. I had seen grammar rules in books before, but I never really understood them. They felt confusing. They had so many rules, so many exceptions. But now, because I made this mistake so many times, the rule finally made sense to me. It wasn't from a grammar book. It was from real life, from a real moment, from a real correction. I started to pay attention to more verbs. I made a list. He eats. She plays. It rains. He runs. She watches. I started to hear these small S or S endings when I listened to English on TV or YouTube. Before I never noticed them, but now my ears were open. I was more aware, all because I had made that one mistake over and over. So if you are making the same mistake again and again, don't feel bad. It means your brain is working on it. It means your brain is trying to figure it out. That's a good thing. That's how we learn. You repeat. You get it wrong. Then one day, you hear the correction, and suddenly, click, everything makes sense. And after that, you will never forget it. Even now, I remember that old sentence. He go to school. But not with shame. I remember it with a smile, because it reminds me of how far I've come. That one little mistake helped me understand grammar better than any textbook ever did. So if you're making grammar mistakes right now, I want you to feel proud. Yes, proud. Because that means you are trying. That means you are learning. And soon, you'll look back just like I did. You'll say, I used to say it like that, but now I know better. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your first teacher. Chapter 4. when I forgot a word and what I did instead. One day, something funny happened. I was speaking in English with someone. We were having a good conversation. I felt happy because I understood them, and they understood me. I felt like, wow, I'm really speaking English now. But then, I wanted to say something about my kitchen. I wanted to say, I put the food in the refrigerator. I opened my mouth, and then, blank. My mind forgot the word refrigerator. I stood there for a second. My brain was thinking so hard. I knew the word. I had learned it before. But in that moment, it disappeared. I felt stuck. I felt nervous. I almost said, sorry, I don't know. But then, something inside me said, don't stop. Try something else. So I looked at the person and said, the cold box for food. I made a square shape with my hands. I pointed like I was opening a door. I smiled, a little shy, but I said it with confidence. You know, the cold box for food. And guess what? The person laughed kindly and said, oh, you mean the fridge? I laughed too. Yes, the fridge. And just like that, we kept talking. The moment passed, and I didn't feel stuck anymore. I felt proud. That day, I learned something important. I don't need to know every single English word to speak. I don't need to stop just because I forget one word. I can explain it in a simple way. I can describe it using easy words. I can use my hands. I can even act it out. The goal is to keep the conversation going, to keep trying. After that day, I started to practice more of this skill. I called it talking around the word. If I forget a word, I think, what does it look like? What does it do? Where do I see it? I find another way to say it. For example, I forgot the word microwave, so I said, the machine that heats food fast. I forgot the word pillow, so I said, the soft thing for your head when you sleep. I forgot the word stairs, so I said, the steps that go up and down. And every time, people understood me. They smiled. They helped me with the correct word. And I remembered it better after that. That's the magic of communication. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to use big words. You just need to keep going. Speak with heart. Speak with effort. Use what you know. When we are children, we do this all the time. We point. We show. We describe. And it works. So why not do the same in English? Now, I tell my students, if you forget a word, don't stop. Don't panic. Take a deep breath. Think about the word. Then find a simple way to say it. People will understand you. And even if they don't, it's okay. You're learning. And next time, you'll remember. Today, I know how to say refrigerator, microwave, and pillow. But more important than those words is the confidence I gained that day. The confidence to keep talking, to not give up, to know that English is not about being perfect, it's about being brave. So, if this ever happens to you, if you forget a word while speaking English, remember this story. Smile. Use easy words. Use your hands. Use your creativity. You are doing great, and you are learning every time you try. Chapter 5. The day I was too shy to speak, and how that changed me. There was a time when I understood a lot of English. I watched English videos, I listened to stories, and I could read simple books. When someone spoke in English, I could understand most of what they said. But when it was my turn to speak, I said nothing. I was too shy. I was scared that I would say the wrong word. I was scared people would laugh or not understand me. So I stayed quiet. In class, my heart would beat fast when the teacher asked a question. I knew the answer. I wanted to say it, but the words stayed in my mouth. I was afraid of making mistakes. I thought, what if I say it wrong? What if everyone looks at me? So I just smiled and stayed silent. One day, something happened that changed everything. My teacher knew I was shy. She always encouraged me with a smile. One day, she looked at me kindly and said, "Can you say just one sentence, please?" Just one. That's all. I felt nervous. My hands were cold. My heart was beating so fast. I looked at the floor, but something in me said, "Try, just try." So I opened my mouth. My voice was small, very small, but I said the sentence, just one simple sentence. I don't even remember the exact words now. It was something easy, like, "My name is, and I like apples." But I will never forget what happened next. The class was quiet for a second. Then, they clapped. Everyone clapped for me. Not because my English was perfect, but because I tried. I looked up and smiled. For the first time, I felt proud of myself in English. That small sentence, that small moment, it changed something inside me. I learned that it's okay to be shy. It's okay to feel scared. But what matters is that we still try. That first sentence led to a second one, then a third. Slowly, I started speaking more. I made mistakes, yes, but no one laughed. They listened. They helped me. They smiled. And I got better. Being too shy to speak was a mistake, but it was also a lesson. That mistake taught me something important. Bravery is not about being fearless. It's about speaking even when you're scared. Every time you say even one word, you become stronger. Now, when I talk in English, I still remember that moment, that small sentence, that first clap. It reminds me that we all start somewhere. We all have a first step, and that first step is always the hardest, but also the most powerful. So if you are shy to speak, if you feel afraid, it's okay. You don't need to speak like a native speaker. You don't need to say everything perfectly. Just say one sentence. Just try. That one small action can open the door to so much more. Be kind to yourself. Be patient. And most of all, be brave. Even just a little bit. One sentence today, two sentences tomorrow. You're growing, and that's something to celebrate. So, my friends, as you can see, every English mistake I made helped me grow. Each mistake made me stronger, more confident, and more skilled. And you know what? They can do the same for you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. In fact, embrace them. Every time you speak, write, read, or listen in English, you're learning and getting better, step by step, just like I did. If you've learned something today, or if this video gave you a little hope or inspiration, I'd love to hear from you. Please hit the like button and drop a comment below telling me what mistake helped you learn the most. Let's share our experiences and support each other. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Together we'll grow, we'll learn, and we'll continue this amazing journey. Your English journey is just beginning, and I'm right here with you every step of the way. So, let's keep going.